Hello and welcome back to the Merry Beebmas series. In this video we're going to be looking at the next game on the Christmas Crackers collection, which in this particular case, if you just load up the disc here, is a game called Candlelight. Now this game is to all intents and purposes a rather Christmassy version of that arcade classic Q Bert. Now I'm going to put it on the record here, this might lose me a few fans, but I don't like Q Bert. It's not a game I've ever enjoyed. So this is going to be a bit of a struggle for me because, in addition to not enjoying it very much, I'm not very good at Q Bert. But anyway, let's appraise the game on its own merits. It is Christmas lights. You have to help Super Bear, not to be confused, of course, with the copyrighted Super Ted, to save the Christmas tree from the Blue Meanies. We've got some lovely Christmas music here, which accompanies the sort of intro to the game. So we're going to get stuck in. There we go, there's the Christmas tree growing out of the pot, complete with what look like a couple of drums there. And here we go, this is the tree, and we're going to start playing. The music fades away, and here is Super Bear. And we can move him up and down the trees, lighting the lights as he goes, avoiding the Blue Meanies. Now, Q Bert is a... Oh, goodness gracious. I told you I don't like Q Bert. It's a game that requires you to move diagonally in a sort of northwest, southeast kind of way, which I don't know if it's me. Maybe I just struggle a little bit with controls like that. But yeah, I do find it a bit of a challenge. And then when you throw the Blue Meanies into the mix, it gets even more difficult. But anyway, we shouldn't allow my dislike of Q Bert to count against the game, just because I don't. Oh dear, just because I don't like Q Bert very much. Actually, if you do like Q Bert, this has a lot going for it as a Christmas cracker. It's a very nice sort of Christmassy themed version of the game. Yes, that attempt didn't go very well. Oh, I still managed to get my initials into the old top scores there. We'll keep going. Yes, as I say, if this is your kind of game, I think it's quite a nice little Christmassy version of it. Not bad for, part of a compilation. I mean, Q Bert games are, certainly back in the day, would have been released in their own right. So the fact that you got this as part of a compilation, I think it's pretty decent. The graphics are lovely. I think they're very nicely done. Oh God, I've thrown myself off the tree. Yes, I mean, in terms of the Christmas theme, I am slightly surprised that they went with Super Bear as opposed to Super Ted. Or rather, sorry, let me rephrase. I'm surprised that they went with Super Bear, aka Super Ted, rather than necessarily a more Christmassy figure. I wonder if the game maybe started out as a sort of Super Ted style Q Bert and was then adapted to make it Christmassy. I know that happened with games back in the day. I think I'm right in saying that that's the case with Santa's Sleigh, that it was readapted to be a Christmassy game. So that might have been the case with this one, that it didn't maybe necessarily start life as a Christmas game. And now you see we've got to the later trees, and the Blue Meanies, depending on the variety, look, they turn the lights out. So even after you've made your best efforts to get these lights lit up, look at him go! Look, he's taking all my lights out. The smiley ones don't do it. The smiley ones will knock you off, but they won't turn your lights off. Mustn't get too close to the to the top. I was saying. Oh no! Oh, it's quite close there. But yes, I mean, it's a very Christmassy sort of game overall, and I think the music helps a lot to sort of drum that in, so to speak. And yeah, if Q Bert is your sort of game, as I say, I know, no apologies for it not necessarily being my kind of game, but if it is yours, then actually, as a sort of Christmas variation, this is not bad at all. It's been very well put together, and as I say, I think graphically, it's very nice looking game. I think the Super Bear character is quite cute. Yeah, it is sort of. Looks like he's wearing a sort of baby grow, I think. And the Blue Meanies are actually quite fun. Although I have to say the Blue Meanies are not overly Christmassy. I don't know what a Christmas villain would be. Maybe that's why they've ended up being Blue Meanies. But I feel like oh dear, I feel like a Christmassy bad guy would be something more distinctive. I do like the little splat noise, by the way, when he gets knocked. Oh, when he gets knocked off the tree. That's quite funny. Do 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 do. Yeah, I mean, you know, the music is jolly, very jolly. And the fact you probably the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that when it was loading up, it did a relocating, which indicates that it's trying to make use of some additional memory. I think putting the Beeb into tape mode, even though this was loading from disk, so that it could presumably make better use of the memory available. So yes, and it's a nippy game. It moves along quite well. It's very responsive. So yeah, for a little Christmassy game, not bad at all. And as I say, back in the day, you would have easily have paid for a Q Bert clone all by itself. So the fact that this is coming alongside a bunch of other games, I think is quite a nice touch from the micro user. Now, as I say, I'm not making a huge amount of progress here because it's not really my kind of game, but treating it entirely dispassionately. I think it's a very well put together game, and as I say, if you do enjoy this style of game, then this is probably going to be one of the ones that you would play more than some of the others. Certainly more than things like Snap, possibly even more than Snowplow for that matter. But yeah, not a bad little Christmassy number. And once you master the controls, certainly it becomes a bit easier. It takes a bit of a mindset switch playing games like this, because obviously they work on a slightly different dimension to your conventional left, right, up, down style games. I don't know, this game didn't look like it supported joysticks. I don't know if games like Q Bert are potentially easier to play with a joystick, but doesn't look like Christmas Lights supports that particular feature, so unfortunately, if you were a joystick player of a game of this variety, you would have been out of luck. Now, back to the infamous cyan tree that, unfortunately, the bad Blue Meanies tend to knock out my lights, which is... I shouldn't spend too long at the top of the tree, because that's where the Blue Meanies originate from. Just let him go down. Oh dear, knocked me right off my perch there. Well, I think we're going to leave it there. That is Christmas Lights, as I say, the third game on the Christmas Crackers collection. A very nice little Christmassy number. If Q Bert games are your sort of thing, I think that you would enjoy this, possibly enjoy it a lot more than I did. But in its own right, a good game, good graphics, lovely Christmassy music, and definitely worthy of its inclusion on the Christmas Crackers disc, I think. Probably one of the more playable games on that collection. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you'll join me for the next video in the Beebmas series. And until then, goodbye!